Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, all of WIXWELL's steals have been leaked. And the content creator group, they're like, you know what? We may as well just go through and give you all of the steals. This is actually awesome because, okay, there's a cool thing about, one steal leaked at a time. You know, you kind of get this apprehension of what's next. But this does let us make way better informed decisions. We still don't have all of the information, i.e., we don't know all of the multipliers of what skills would be, which again would help us. But in this video, we're going to go through all of the skills. I'll give you my views on the different skill sets and see which ones I think mesh together best. But yeah, the Vault Keeper, who's going to be the next fusion in Raid, we're getting to pick his skills. He's definitely not going to be a Vault Keeper like the current login champion, who I think for 99% of people will be a Vault Keeper. A couple of other things before we get into the skills. I saw this. I gotta share it with you. I saw this on their Twitter today. Let me just see this. Try not to blast your ears off. Have a taste of my intercept buff. I mean, look at the hips. It's good form. It's actually good form. That's the first time I'd seen it. I thought it was quite funny. Anyway, yeah, a couple of other things. So we have got the Raid Community Choice Awards vote going on. Come and get involved. I'll link it down below if you want to vote. I am up for one of the awards. If you fancy vote for me, I would appreciate it. But there's also some other cool people in that group. Nubs, Scratch, Ash, all legends in their own right for that one. I know there's other voting things which you're not seeing yet as well, by the way. Don't think there's only like a couple of content creators up for grabs. But there's also like best meme in here, which some of them are really funny. Anyway, I'm not going to try and influence any of that stuff. Just do what you want to do, but just wanted to bring your attention to it. And yeah, we do get to go in and choose the fusion skill set on this page as well. So I'll link this down below in case you've not done it yet. I've already done it, but I did it on my phone, so maybe it's not showing actually. But I've already done my vote for the first skill. So let's go through then and see what is going on. Let's see what we've got. So the A3 we've spoken about already. I'll bring it up quickly here just so you can get a sense of it in relation to everything else. Basically, attacks one enemy, ignores stone skin is like the damage one. If it kills someone, gets a massive turn meter chunk. The thing we don't know about this skill still is how much damage it will do. Because if it does one-shot someone in stone skin, this is a brilliant skill. Okay, this one is a brilliant skill, but we don't know multipliers, which means it's very difficult to gamble on it. Yeah, it's a difficult gamble. We've got defense focus where there's this new intercept buff. Because it's a new buff, I think it's probably just going to win hands down. It's winning hands down right now. It's got like 46% of the vote because new buff equals sexy and fun, and it is quite a good buff as well. So outside of the new buff, we get increased defense and shields for 2 turns, and the shield is like a Valk stroke Helicaf shield, which is always good. The more defense you put on, the bigger the shield gets. So you're in control of how big that shield gets. The intercept buff, basically, it's going to stop you taking control. So you put a buff on someone. If you were to be stunned, it would use up one of those intercept stacks. If you were to be sheeped, it would use up one of those stacks. So it's a way to protect someone that you want to basically keep in the fight. And it's very cool. So probably more often than not, it's going to be a damage dealer that you just don't want to get stunned up. So it's a pretty cool one. So you're giving your team survivability whilst also making one of your champions like completely invulnerable to stuns and stuff. The third skill here then is the support one, which is a full team revive with turn meter. And then depending on the amount of people you pick up, you also put poisons out on the enemies, which is quite a cool skill in itself, actually. So as it stands, most people are liking this middle one here, the defense focus one, but we don't know any more context. So let's give you some more context then. Skill 2, A2 here, these are the choices. The damage focus attacks all enemies before attacking, gives him increased attack for 2 turns. The damage inflicted with this skill increases by 5% for each buff on the target. I don't love that. I'd rather it was buff on me. But this is good. Buffing my own damage, then nuking an AoE. The damage inflicted increases for buffs, yet if there are no buffs on the target, it ignores 25% of the target's defense. So again, that could be a nuke. I think it probably would be a nuke because ignoring defense is really good. So the 2 offensive skills so far, I really like them. The challenge is we don't know multipliers, which just makes this a gamble. The second skill attacks all enemies as well. So it's another hit. In fact, they're all hits. Has a 75% chance of placing decrease attack, probably books to 100%. Also increases the duration of all ally buffs. It's a very good skill. Then increases the value of all shields on all allies, like a Brogni. The value of each shield is increased proportional to the number of buffs which had their duration increased. Damn. For the old, like, corpulent cadaver teams, this skill is nuts. Decrease attack on the clan boss, shield growth alongside Brogni shield growth. I know it doesn't work anymore, but this would have been an insane skill in those type of teams. Either way, this is still a great skill. This is a great skill. The support one then attacks all enemies. 75 probably books to 100% chance of putting poison sensitivity out for 2 turns and instantly activates any poisons and heals all allies. All 3 of these skills are great. Oh man, this is hard. Like, I guess it depends. Like, if we're already kind of nailed on going for the defense focus, then you probably want to stick with that defense focus and get your shield growth going on. Damn. Like, if I could see the multipliers of this and this, it might sway me. But like, I wouldn't be against all 3 of these kits being made right now. The A1 then. So this is the default skill. The offensive one attacks an enemy 2 times and a chance of an extra turn. 25% chance. Maybe that even books more. We don't know. Double hit. Kind of anti-rotus type of skill if it hits hard. Okay. Nothing too crazy, but 25% extra turn. There's good and bad things about that. So if it's an arena-focused guy, which it would be if you went offense, then just to get another chance to get back to your other skills in like live arena is massive. If you're using him elsewhere, would you use him elsewhere if he was this guy? Probably not. You might use him in like waves and stuff, in which case that's fine. But anywhere where you're trying to speed tune, a random extra turn is not good. But I don't think that would apply to this guy anyway, so it could just end up being okay. The defense one then, double hits. Each hit has got a 40% chance of placing provoke. If the target's a boss, it's 80%. That probably books to 100. Which would mean, I guess the best place you could use that is Hydra or against the Magma Dragon. If you went defense focused, there's nothing really Magma Dragon about this, but could be okay for Hydra. Shields and shield growth. AoE decrease attack. Becomes a pretty good Hydra champion at that point. And then we've got support focus here is double hit. Each hit, 50% chance of placing a small poison. Weird. I'm wondering if he ascends and that becomes big, because that would be a weird poison to place. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. It's nothing too crazy there. And then the passive then. So if we went damage, prevents this champion's death and keeps them alive on 1 HP when hit with a fatal hit like a Leo. Then counterattacks with his A1. If the counterattack kills the attacker, fully heals him. If the counterattack doesn't kill the attacker, kills this champion instead. Oh man, that's actually kind of funny. That's actually funny. So he doesn't get more damage. So it's not like Leo that he gets more damage when he's low health. This is a funny skill. I don't know if it's actually that good. Probably not that good, unless his A1 would hit incredibly hard, like a Phoenix type of damage. Interesting though. Defense focus. At the start of each round, so it's not each turn, it's each round, which means if, like a clan boss or a Hydra, there's only ever one round, okay? Places counterattack on this champion for a turn. This buff cannot be removed. So in arena, there's only one round as well, but it'll give you a counterattack at the start of an arena fight. In waves of enemies, it's very unlikely that you won't go before the enemy in most situations. So there's not many situations where this counterattack is that relevant at the start of a round. At the end of this champion's turn, places counterattack on them. Oh, okay, that's cool. So Actually, yeah, basically just keeps counter-attack up the whole time. If this has got no duration on it in terms of like cooldown, then he will always have counter-attack on, which is pretty interesting because his A1 is a double hitter with a chance to provoke. Flipping heck, that's actually pretty nuts. That's actually nuts. And then support focus here deals 5% more damage for each poison on a target, up to 30%. Okay, so there's going to be different dates for all of these different like voting things. It feels to me like the defense focused is the most unique in terms of a kit, and I think it's going to be the most, like across the board, going to be the most desirable as a champion for like most of us. But yeah, I guess let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as I say, I'll put links to this stuff down below if you want to get involved. But I think good job on this one, guys. That it's going to be a fusion, so it's not like we just get him. We don't have to work for him once he's available. But I think cool that we get to see the kits. Great that they've actually now put them all out for everyone to read. And the only thing they're missing really is telling us the multipliers to give us more informed decisions about stuff like the damage focus. But still, I think it's an initiative raid. Good job. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. Have yourself a good day. I'll see you soon.